And hello, I feel like Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the bold and beautiful mini spotlight and recap. That is a long ass sentence, but we are here on JLJ Media. Of course, I'm the JLJ of JLJ Media. I'm here with both my ladies. I know it's been a while, kids. Tami Goveia and Amanda Russ. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
I was setting up the chat room, make sure that it's all in. Come on in. The water's fine. Well, it's actually cold in LA, so the water's cold. Maybe somewhere else. And also, my heart goes out to anybody who is in those path of those tornadoes. Ugh. I have some friends who were in the path, and I've been in tornado watches. It's not fun.
No.
It's a scary, you hear those sirens, it's a scary thing. So my heart goes out to that. For us in LA, we're just saying it's cold because it's in the 50s, but you know, it's colder. Oh, there's baby.
Aww.
Hi, baby.
Say hi, hi, Leela. Say hello to everyone.
That's so cute. Oh my God.
Aww.
Oh, we love dogs. Dogs are a great companion.
I just noticed Tammy's picture frames are missing.
I know that up.
You must have packed them already.
The most famous empty picture frames in television history.
Gone. 2022, they're gone.
Oh no.
Ernie wants to keep them though. He doesn't want to throw them away. So I was like, fine.
I'm gonna miss them. Actually,
you're gonna miss the empty
them off,
frames.
Tammy? Right, James? We can auction them off.
That's right, to both beautiful fans. You know, if you want a little something. Yes. Hello, everybody. Coming in, chatting. Susan Russo, Maya Florence. They can come on in. I'll do the. I just love that baby. I'm going to do some church announcements. We always say this is the soap block, the last one of the year, 2021. We just did Y&R. I just posted it everywhere, so you can go there and check it out, audio or video. GH is after us at a special time at 1 p.m. There's a reason why I'm doing that at 1 p.m. Because at 4 p.m. in the room with me next to me will be Marissa Serafini talking about When Hope Calls Christmas on the new GAC Family Channel. And we have a guest from the show, Carter Ryan, who has grown up with us on When Calls the Heart and now with this. We talk about Lori Loughlin's return to television in the show and the special guest appearance of a character who died on When Calls the Heart. So we're talking about all of that at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on JLJ Media. And of course, follow our friends Tisha Days. They're on today at a special time too at 12 Pacific Standard Time. They're talking very Brady. Salem Christmas. There's Brady's in it. There's Brady's in it.
There are many Brady's.
There are many Brady's. And I'll tell you about all the little shenanigans over there. So my chocolate twin, Tony Moore. And also, actually, want you to check out Tony Moore on my new show, Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa. Tony's on twice. He was on this last week, and we had the best conversation. And it's our highest rated episode so far. Tony Moore brings the people. So we had a great conversation. That's here on JLJ Media, too. So it's just friends talking over coffee. I want to personally thank Eva Basler, everybody, and Casey Kasperzak, and all the producers over at Bobio for sending us, as we're doing this year-end thing. Again, I started this show, this alliteration show, about 7 years ago also, as a companion piece to The Bold Breakdown, where me and Tami Goveia met at AfterBuzz TV. And then, again, I tried to leave. I tearfully said goodbye.
I'm like,
no, goodbye, bitches. Here I am. Tami came along for the ride, and then suddenly Amanda came on for an episode, and she hasn't left yet. So we're all here together every Sunday just about talking about this, and I'm really grateful. I'll talk about that a little later, but that's good. But I want to thank everybody who's come on the show, who watches us every week. We've had some great guests on the show. We had the return of Annika Noel. We had the return of Matthew Atkinson. We had oh my God, I interviewed
we had Tanner.
We had Tanner Novlin. Oh my God, yes, we had him. Woo, we had him on the show. I've also interviewed Krista Allen, and I had Sean Kanan on, my buddies who are back. And we had the Queen of Mean, Sheila's portrayer, Kimberly Brown.
Yes.
That was a fun episode for all of us. That was fun. She scared me when she turned to Sheila. She was like, okay, girl. But very nice person in her life. So, I mean, I'm grateful for all the guests we've had on the show that they work with us, and we have more to come. Continue working with them. We have more to come in 2022. And we're gonna do some good stuff next year. But Tami said something earlier. I want you to say it again about us trying to get to the next level. You kind of said like you said that.
Well, 2022, with that comes a new year and new goals and new aims, and James is doing what he's doing because of the fans. The fans want these shows, they support these shows, and when it comes to next year, the bar is being raised. And we can only do that with the continued support of the fans and spreading the word. So please share the joy that is JLJ Media. I mean, beyond the mini spotlight soap opera shows that he does, there is just an array. There's a, what's that word? Smorgasbord. Yes, plethora. There's just so much to choose from. So if you haven't checked out the other shows that JLJ Media has, check them out. The variety is endless. But again, your support means everything. So spread the word, like all the shows that you watch and all the podcasts that you listen to, because it makes a difference. So,
and there's Christmas shows that me and Tami are in one.
Yes, we got Peppermint Winters, which Tami did both then. We have Mistletoe Road, we have the Kringles, I have more coming. It's a lot of stuff that I'm putting out there. And thank you, Tami, for saying that. It's one of those things where we work very hard as content creators to bring this to you guys. I'm doing the And Just Like That after show for Sex and the City. I'm gonna check that out. I'm doing Dynasty 2, the Colbys after show, Falcon Crest Dallas. I mean, I put stuff out, but also I talk to authors, musicians, doctors, lawyers. My shows, I do life coaching shows, I do organizing shows, it's an organizing show. It's something for everybody. Star Wars, left-handedness, grandparenthood,
insurance.
I mean, seriously, I have shows for everybody.
Grandparents.
I say grandparent was doing really well for me.
Left-handed folks.
Yeah, left-handed right there, left-handed folks. My left-handed scissors. Yes, it's completely. I try to give you a variety so you get something you can choose from, and hopefully tell people, because literally spread the word. Think it to all. I will say this. Think it to all the Bold and Beautiful groups on Instagram and on Facebook who share our stuff, tag us in things, who let me share on their pages. Special shout outs to Bold and Beautiful Australia, Bold and Beautiful Italia. They're always in there. And our Instagram page is really growing. It's growing by leaps and bounds. And a lot of the stars follow us, folks. I'm telling you, they follow us. They comment sometimes. They like. So please check that out. And thank you to my companion piece, the Bold and Beautiful Rewind. As another show it does, it's my number 3 show of all time too. It's really huge. I get the old time stars like Daniel McVicker and Tracy Melcore and all them. They come on that show and we talk about the past days of Bold and Beautiful. And Bold and Beautiful is celebrating 35 years this year coming up. It's 35 years. The year I graduated high school when it started. Oh, I feel old. So I have some big surprises. So yes, because also my daughter turns 35 next year. So it's this whole weird thing. It's a big year next year for everybody. But we thank you guys. This little show is crazy. We have a good time. We like to laugh. Shout out to Captain Kelly Lang. Shout out to Sean Kanan. Shout out to everybody who likes our stuff and laughs with us.
Lauren St. Victor.
Lauren St. Victor. Yes, Lord, we love Lauren St. Victor.
Love him so much. He's so generous.
There's some actors who I heard want to come on. So they've been talking to some of the other actors going, we want to go on the show with them. So I'm going to get them on next year. We're going to get them on. We're going to do this. But like she said, without your support, the show can't really exist. So thank you. Thank you. Okay. So this show, we just did Y&R, which is slow. This show, I feel like this whole year, ladies, we've been through so much. I mean, in 1 year. No, seriously, I was thinking about that going, how we started the year with Crazy Thomas. That's how we started the year. To now. And Steffi had cheated on. I mean, we had a whole Liam, Steffi, Hope, the baby. And then, there's, and then we had the Quinn stuff and the quarter stuff. And, now Sheila's back, Taylor's back, Deacon's. It's just it is this year, the mannequin stuff. So much happened this year, ladies. How do we feel overall?
Well, I know we have likened watching The Bold and the Beautiful to a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And James has always said they are being bold. Bold is being bold. Woo. And I haven't been able to catch my breath.
Yeah, same here.
They lull us into this false sense of story, and then
I know.
Where'd that come from? Oh my God, what? So personally, I've loved it. I've loved the energy and the vibe and the surprises. Surprises are really hard.
Yes.
In daytime.
Oh, yes.
Being surprised as an audience member is really hard. Bold is nailed it.
Yes.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. I love the pace, but you can't miss it too much because you'll miss a lot because it's going super fast. I love it. I love this show.
I know. This is my sorry, but I love Frank and everybody else on the other shows. This is my favorite show to do on Sundays because it's a half an hour on screen, so it's like an hour and a half total or 2 hours or whatever of a week. But it's so much happens. Like so much happens. Whether you like it or not, there's something you just like. I mean, I was tied to the Paris worship for a few weeks. They're doing all that. But now that's done for now because now we got this going on. Like you get mad about something, but then all of a sudden, okay, we'll put that aside and go over here. So we'll do that now. Like, oh, okay.
You gotta get over it. You're like, oh, well, I gotta put that in a box.
Put that in a box. I'll get back to that later because now they're doing this. Like, remember, it was all about quarter and all that for a longest time. Now that's over here, and now it's about Deacon and Sheila and all that. Like, it's just crazy how they go so. I mean, it's literally. I was thinking, we were talking about mannequins. We were talking about creepy mannequins. And Thomas, again, like I said, Emmy nominations next year, I think, are at me for those scenes.
Yeah.
And just this whole thing about Douglas being with Hope, which they're bringing up again now. I mean, there's so much to talk. So we'll start with this. So let's go. So say it right now. A lot of the vets are back. Literally, everybody in chat was saying they're loving Krista Allen as Taylor. I do too.
I do too.
I think she's doing a great job. We also have Sean Kanan as Deacon back. We have Jim Brown as Sheila back, mixing it in with the Ridge, the already stalwarts, Ridge and Brooke. How much are we just like enjoying this part of the storyline?
Do you want me to say it? Do you want me to say it?
Tell it, Amanda.
I'm glad Deacon's back. I'm aggravated at the way everybody's treating Hope, but it's very tricky because Ridge does not want Deacon in his house, right? Like, period. He doesn't want Deacon in his house.
It's not his house. It's Brooke's. She said that. Not your house, my house.
I'm conflicted.
Said that?
She did.
Yeah, because you know what he did? Do you know what he did, Tami? He went over to Hope's and told her either she gets rid of Deacon or she gets out.
He did. I was shocked he did that.
He said, pack. This is what he said, pack your kids, pack your husband, and go.
He did.
Because, he said, if you want to have a relationship with him, that's fine, but it ain't going to be here.
Does he not know who he's married to?
Oh, no, Brooke was pissed.
She put a stop to it.
Oh, she did. She put a stop to it. She was like, because they had a whole conversation, and Liam and Hope were in the middle, and the way they set it up was really cool. Ridge was here, she was there, they were there, and she's like, "Oh, they're not leaving." I was like, "Well, I want them to just come in and out of this house." Like he goes, "It's my house."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Oh, okay." Exactly. I was like, "She goes, it's my house, and I like having them here and my grandchildren. We will work it out, Ridge, right?"
He stormed off.
But then the other day, I think it was Thursday or Friday, I had to stand up because when Ridge came back home, because Deacon was there again, teaching karate to Ho.
Cute.
He's Cobra Kai. It's the whole thing.
Yes, I love that.
So anyway, I don't still like it, but it's a whole tie-in. But anyway, so but when he said it, she goes, and Taylor, and she brought and Taylor. You have a problem with Deacon? I have problems with Taylor. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Or whatever. Like, she's like, yeah. And then when he starts saying, well, Douglas should have time with more time with Thomas. She goes, is that you or is that Taylor talking? She stood up. She was like, oh, wait a second. And I was like,
guys,
oh my God. I loved it.
Taylor has already started.
Oh, she already started.
Why on earth do you not have Douglas living with you? Why on earth is she at
Logan's?
Why on earth would you have, like, she's already starting, and it's like, stop.
Okay, so here's the question, though. When we knew Taylor was coming back on the landscape, we were wondering, is it going to be kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs Taylor?
Right.
Or is this going to be the Taylor that we've known in the past?
It is.
Because the previous Taylor was like, who is this?
Right. No. This is the old Taylor.
This is the old Taylor. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Maya Florence. Maya Florence. She did say brainwashing. Is she brainwashing? Okay. So here's the thing. Taylor and Brooke have a lot. I couldn't even sit here and tell you. It would take a whole show to tell you why they each have problems with each other. But basically, there's been a rivalry this whole time.
Yeah.
Taylor and Brooke, Ridge has gone back and forth for years.
Yeah.
Ridge is Liam.
It is.
What bothers me is stop saying Brooke stole Ridge from you.
Right.
Stop saying that. Because stop it. You were not here when the show started. Okay? Stop it. You were not the first person that was with Ridge. Stop. Okay? Before you existed, okay, there was a lady named Caroline. So stop. All right? The hypocrisy, Tami, the hypocrisy. Taylor goes, I just can't believe that Douglas is being raised like a Logan. She keeps mentioning it, right? But then she's like, oh, I can't believe Brooke after everything that her and Deacon did to Ridge, after all the stuff. And I'm like, stop. Okay. 1 year ago, you tried to shoot someone. Okay. You literally tried to kill Bill. Like, stop. And then Steffi's like, I can't believe Hope is doing this to Liam. I cannot believe, poor Liam. You know what? Shut it. Because you have Finn, don't be worrying about poor Liam.
Well, man, apparently the chat room is kind of, if there's a whole, it's divided. It's like, the chat room is like on your side, the chat room's on the other side. It's like, you can't steal something that was never yours. Both Steffi and Taylor being hypocrites. I mean, I think that's the whole point. If you watch the last 30 years of the show, that's kind of how it's always been. It's like she said, she mentioned recently, Stephanie was on Taylor's side. So Stephanie and Taylor hated the slut from the valley. That's how it always was. So everything you're saying, Amanda, why would she think that way? That's the whole point. She thinks that they think their family was stolen from Brooke.
And that kills me. It really does.
I think that's completely realistic on some level. You just think that. I mean, also the kids don't know the adult stuff, so I see why they come from where they come from. But I was going, it's the blondes versus the brunettes. That's what I was saying. The blonde family.
I just want another cake fight.
Another cake fight. Right? Oh, that's right. Yes, but it's just
why? Like, it's like Elsa. Please let it go. Like, I get it. I do get it, right? I used to be.
They're the original, Amanda. They're the original. They're the original triad. It's that they are.
Yeah.
I'm living for it. I love it. I think it's.
I don't like that Ridge gets no. It's like Ridge has no part in it. Oh, it's not. You know what? He left you for Brooke.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, they act like Ridge has no mind, right? And Brooke and Taylor
it's the same with Liam.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like he chose to go to Brooke. Oh, but that's okay because Ridge is an angel.
Yeah, we know how you feel about Ridge. We already know that.
I love Thorsten. Let me just say, love Thorsten. Love his Ridge. Don't like the way they write him. Sorry, I don't.
Yeah, no, I agree. You said something earlier. I do agree with the fact, and Brooke's actually been saying this. Hope's a grown woman. That's her father.
Hope has been saying that. How many times?
But I love that because you said everybody's treating Hope like great, but I love that Brooke's saying it too. It's like, hello. I mean, Hope stood up to Steffi and was like, "Get stay out of my marriage. That's my father." She told him about that. She told Liam, "You need to support me." You had Bill. She brought up Bill, and I was like, "That's a good point." Bill tried to kill you. Bill always thinks that by accident. Bill always, and all of a sudden, you were Bill. You're happy to be with him, right?
So fill me in on Liam. Has he continued supporting Hope, or is he?
Yes, for the most part.
Ooh.
But Bill is trying to get him not to. Well, he hasn't done anything. He talks to her, but he hasn't done anything against her.
He is supporting
Like I'm saying, yeah.
Sure. Let me tell you this, Tami. He decided he needed to go confide in Steffi and tell Steffi everything. And guess who walked in? Guess who walked in and heard all of it?
Tami's done. We broke her.
He had to run to Steffi Tell her
He needs
everything.
an ankle bracelet. And when he comes within 100 feet of her or her house, an alarm needs to go.
Yeah, it starts buzzing.
Yes.
And guess what? Hope walked in and heard it. And she went off on stuff. He said, you want me to stay out of your marriage? Stay out of mine.
She did. I know.
I know. I loved it.
It was great. And it was great. I'm saying this thing, like, these are grown folks. And if he does hurt her, I'll deal with it.
Yeah. Because Steffi made it completely clear to Hope, stay out of my marriage.
Sure did.
So that's perfect. That's
and
great.
what's funny about this whole thing is that literally, yes, Deacon, Sheila, and of course it came out that Jack is actually his father. Oh, that was some good.
How did that happen?
It was some good.
Because I remember Sheila and Jack were having lunch.
Yes.
And Steffi was on her way over to the restaurant. So, and then Jack he
didn't say anything then. It was later. He went to Sheila's, all disheveled, and Sheila talked him into it.
Oh, Tami. Sheila talked him into it, all right. And guess what?
Talked him into confessing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Finn deserves the truth. But guess what? It was her plan, because when he came back later, after Finn was like, get out, I can't believe you would do this. He comes back and Sheila goes, now you know how it feels, huh? On the outside. Sucks, huh? Now you know how I feel.
So Jack told Finn? Or did he overhear it?
Yeah.
No, he
told him. No, they were in the room. It was the room with Steffi. They were all there.
He told Lee.
And Lee was there too. And told Lee. Oh, yeah.
And then Lee made him go right then to tell Finn.
Yeah.
So he told Lee first. Okay.
Yes, told Lee first.
And now they're separated.
Now they're separated. She was pissed.
She said, do not come back to my hotel room.
Nope. And Jack went off on her. I mean, Jack. Liam went off on. No, Liam. Oh, my God.
Finn. See?
Finn went off.
He's doing it too.
I'm doing it too now. Okay, Finn went off on him about his mother, about him. It was like, you were the father. You're the father I thought you were. Get out.
Yep. And he was like, but we can still be a family.
Good
We're dad. And he's like, nah. Out.
How did Steffi feel about that?
She felt bad for her.
She was making the funniest faces. I loved it. She was standing like behind Finn, and the whole time she's like,
yes, she was. I think it was like she had no dialogue. Like, Jackie had no dialogue. It was literally because it was Tanner's moment. It was like they gave him a really big moment, and so it was him and Ted King. It was literally their moment, and Lee was giving those looks too. Homegirl was like, they were both giving the ladies were giving the looks, and the men were going. For a change, it was the men going at it. It wasn't the ladies. It was we don't get to see it very often, except for Rich and Deacon all the time. But those two was like literally. Tanner did a great job. He did a great job. It just was like, I mean,
he told him,
like,
I looked up to you.
Right.
And this whole time, every night, you tell me good night. We go to every day. Every night you lie to my face. He's like, what kind of person does that? What kind of person are you? And then of course, Sheila was so happy. She was like, yes, you're out.
Yes. And then was Sheila getting a little jealous of Deacon getting in there and trying to hit him all the time. That Deacon's like, nope.
Oh, she wants her some Deacon.
She wants some Deacon. She does. Their dialogue is the best. Their dialogue is the best. Oh my God. Kimberly Brown and Sean Kanan they're letting Sheila be funny. So she's really being fun. She's crazy too. And he looks at her like sometimes like, okay, crazy bitch.
Yeah. Every now and then she gets crazy and he's like,
ooh, okay. He's like, okay. But he moved out. He lives in a storage closet at Il Giordano. He's mopping floors. He is trying his. I hope it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
And look, she goes to visit him, and I gotta show you. Okay.
Deacon lives in a storage closet?
Yes. Show him, man.
I thought he was living at Brooks.
No. Show him this. Show him, girl.
Okay, he's in his storage closet, right? He's got a little cot. Sheila comes in. She grabs his mop and she goes, hi, Deacon. Hi. She did. And then she tapped her. She goes like this and she goes, wouldn't you rather sleep with me than a mop? And she's tapping him.
She was. It was hilarious. It's hilarious. Tami, it's hilarious.
And he's like, I can't. I can't because Hope wouldn't like it. I can't. Brooke wouldn't like it. And she's like, who cares? Like, she wants him. She wants her.
You really think you and Brooke?
I can't believe they went there. I can't believe.
I did.
I can't believe Bold went there.
And they make fun of him. Oh, she makes fun of him all the time.
Because he wants Brooke.
He wants Brooke.
So here's the thing. Okay. I hate the way Ridge is acting. I can't stand it.
But he's right.
But he's not wrong. He keeps saying he has an agenda. Yes. He wants you, and he does. Deacon admitted that to Sheila. He said he wants Brooke.
But here's the point. She did, Tami. I saw that. Everybody said telling Tami. We all saw it. Yes. Here's the thing. but he hasn't really done anything. Right now, he really hasn't done anything. Everything's happening. He doesn't have to do anything because everybody else is doing it for him. He's just sitting back there like a Cheshire cat with a cheesy smile on his face, just waiting to see it. He's not actively doing anything. He's not.
No, Ridge is destroying himself.
Exactly. So it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but he's not. But in terms
he's not going about it right.
But here's the thing. But he's not wrong in what Deacon's intentions are. But he's wrong that Deacon hasn't done anything. Actually, he really hasn't done anything. There's nothing. You can't call him out on anything. Yeah, he's just Sheila for a minute, but he left Sheila. He's not with her anymore. So it's like there's nothing. It's such it's kind of a clever thing they're doing is setting it up. Is that he actually, as the audience, we know he's not really doing anything. He's just kind of sitting back and they're listening to the fights and just see what happens.
Do you think?
Oh wait, and 1 second. And on Friday's episode, where does Ridge run to? Back to for a second time, Taylor.
Twice.
That's how it ended.
So this is how Brooke is going to end up in Deacon's arms.
Like, I'll take some of that.
I'll take some coffee. I'll take some coffee. He went back down. He's like, sorry, Mom. So sorry, Mom.
Yeah. My bad. He just slowly goes
that is how Brooke is going to end up in Deacon. Because Ridge is an idiot. And Taylor's going to play that all the way, right?
Yes. Right. He's like, yeah.
Because he doesn't believe her. Like, she told him, I don't care. Like I think he's changed, right? And she's like, I only want you. I only love you. Like, she keeps reassuring him, and he's still. You got feelings for Deacon? What?
I don't think she does. I don't really think she does.
She doesn't. Other than just like that's my daughter's father.
And see, and when he kept bringing it up to her face when she got pissed. Well, that's your biggest mistake of your life, and you lost your daughter because of it. He's like, she goes, "Do you really want to just hurt me? Like, I know what happened. Like, there's like, why do you keep bringing up something like that? I made this big mistake. We weren't even together. They weren't even together. And even Taylor brought up, Ridge wasn't with her at the time, but they did all this stuff to Bridget. And Brooke's like, I'm ashamed of it, but like, I don't need you, Bridget, throwing my like your partner on your face. And then her and Katie had a very interesting conversation about their father, which I thought their father was dead. I thought he was still alive. They never
Me too.
They're saying we got to know our father as an adult. I remember that whole storyline. And because he was around for us. Because remember, their mother Beth had an affair with Eric too back in the day. And so it's like the Logans always all things. So, but it's like they're like Katie's like, yeah, she has the right to see what he's about. Because I'm very happy with our dad. How cute. I'm very happy with our dad. So, it's like, but the whole thing is like Terry, like Amanda said, Ridge isn't completely wrong. But at this point, he should just wait for Deacon to do something. He hasn't done anything. He really has not done anything.
You know what I would do if I was Ridge?
Yes.
I'm giving y'all a really good idea. I would set him up. And if he takes the bait, boom, proof. Right. See, told you he didn't change. If he doesn't take the bait, all right, then maybe he has changed. Maybe I'll keep a watch on him or whatever. But like, set him up and see what happens. I know I'm mean.
Well, also remember, we still got.
He's like, don't do it.
We still got Bill sitting out there too. He's not happy because he's like, those are my grandkids too. I don't want.
I forgot to tell Tami about that. Bill was really mad.
He's like, I don't want to talking to my granddaughter and shit. He was like, no, he don't want that. So when we got the Bills, the wild card over here, him and Taylor already have their own weird thing that went on. He loved Brooke, so that's still going on too. He hate Ridge, so it's like there's this whole So that's swirling. Plus, they're bringing up this whole time. They're really bringing up the whole Thomas Douglas thing. They're really bringing that up, and how he should have more Douglas more than what he has.
Douglas should live with Thomas. That's what Taylor said.
You can't find a place to live.
Not in LA, you can't. Okay.
Sure.
Actually, part of that's kind of true.
Is he still living with Paris?
Yes.
Oh, he moved to a hotel after
the hotel, yes.
Tami, you don't know about the incident yet? He made this real romantic dinner. And he was trying to, basically he asked Paris out, basically. And she was like, excuse me. She did not receive it good. She was like, I am flattered, but I'm dating your cousin, guy.
Yep.
Like, and then he's like, well, it don't have to be weird. And she's like, no, I don't have to be weird, but, and then he's like, well, I'm going to move to a hotel.
Yeah.
And I was like, good. Go.
That's weird.
But the whole canonization of Paris always got my nerves anyway. But suddenly she's like the perfect person on earth. Everybody loves her. I think all the fans, there's a little too much. It's like Willow on General Hospital. It's like a little too much of that kind of just angelicizing them. It's like, okay, they're a good girl. Okay, we'll get it. That's fine. But like, does everybody have to love everything they do? It's like a little much. And so they use a little break from that right now. But that was for a while. That's what was going on. He just kept being Paris, this, that. Thomas again, again going fast, made his intentions known. So she liked it. She liked it.
I like her and Thomas better than cousin.
Now there's this weird thing going on between her and Carter that I can't figure out. I don't like it. I'm telling you right now, I don't like it. Because Katie.
What's going on with Katie and Carter?
Slow build. Bill.
She had a lunch. You know what happened. Bet you any money she had a lunch date scheduled on her thing. And Bill was like, hey, I need to see her schedule lunch date. I don't think so. What happened was she had a date with Carter for lunch and Bill called and said, oh no, I already scheduled a meeting with Will on the computer for us. So she had to cancel the lunch. So then he ends up at lunch with Paris and something weird's going on. Am I wrong, James?
Nope, not wrong.
It's weird.
What do you mean something weird?
There's a vibe between them. And she's always like, you're so hot and you're so this and you're so that and you're gonna find some lucky girl, and it's very flirty. They're both doing it. He's like, you're the best.
Oh my gosh.
Sent down from heaven by angels.
Yes.
I never met anybody like you. Yes. What? I was like, what?
Yes.
Something weird's going on.
Oh, I was hoping more would have advanced between Katie and Carter.
Well, right now they're focusing on the other stuff first.
The other stuff, okay.
I mean, it's like they gave us that for a while, and so let's give it a rest for a second. Now, I mean, literally, it's Deacon and Sheila, bro. It's all that right now.
Okay.
It's like right now. That's the last couple of weeks have been. So you're not wrong, Amanda. They said you're not wrong. But it's been that much. They just sprinkled in Bill a couple of times, but related to that story. It's all right now related to that story. And yeah, it's just kind of that's what they've been focused on the last couple of weeks. And it's been.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Myra in the chat says Carter is helping her with finances.
Yeah, he's helping her balance her checkbook.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That was the meeting to help her balance her checkbook.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. I'd be like, excuse me. Yes, Carter. I need some legal advice. And then the next week I'd be like, hi, can you give me some more financial advice? Like every week. I don't blame her.
I could do anything. I don't care. He could balance my checkbook, balance me, whatever. I'm like, that's.
He could bounce a check, so it doesn't really matter.
He could bounce me, whatever. Yes, I'm all. You said bounce a check. Oh yeah, I mean that's whatever. I mean, yes. I mean, we don't. The vortex. I mean,
you can bounce a check. Me and James would be like, here, we'll cover it. How much is it?
Oh, here's my checkbook. Okay, everybody, come on in and like.
Here, just take it.
So we can do whatever you want. So I don't care.
I do want to say one thing that's not going to be popular.
Okay, say it.
Half of the people. Okay,
say it.
I love Taylor is back. I love that Taylor is back. I don't like them trashing Brooke because.
But you watch the show, it makes sense. Of course, you're not trash Brooke. People I hate, I trash them all the time.
I know, but it's so Ridge. Like, okay, so they're sitting there trashing Brooke.
Yes.
And I mean,
right. That's what they're supposed to do.
This, she's horrible. She's that. Look what she did to Ridge. Oh my gosh, she's got Ridge chained up.
Well, hello.
The whole thing, right?
Brooke goes, oh yeah, Taylor's so great. She just when she goes away, she just goes away. I mean, Brooke's talking shit too. Hello.
Let me say.
Hello. Oh yeah, where was she when she's the Rich? Where was she when all that stuff was going down with her grandchild before? And Rich goes, why are you bringing up Thomas? It's like, well, hello, why are you bringing up me cheating on my daughter? Like that. I'm sorry, Amanda. That fight was the bomb. I loved it. I thought they both went back and forth. It's like their history is being thrown back at each other. So I'm just saying, Amanda, Brooke gives as much as she gets. She's the same way. She was like, yeah, Taylor's so great. Okay, Kathy Kelly Lang is a bomb, first of all. We just love Kathy KKL. We love her. But her expressions were like, oh, yeah, okay, Taylor's great. I mean, I love it.
It was so funny.
The other day,
yeah, she's so great. Her
job is so great. Oh, yeah, she's the best. I mean, yeah, she just helps all these people, but not her children. I thought the shade, I think it was like last Wednesday or Thursday, the shade
was amazing.
I had to write it on, I had to go on.
Like, I'm glad she's helping everybody but her kids.
But her kids.
She really said that?
God.
She really said that?
Yes. I was like, that's right, bitch. You tell him. She was like, she gave
that?
Yes, she gave so much shade. I went online and said the shade. I tagged Kathy Lang and said shade was real today. She gave. So I'm saying, Amanda, she gave as good as she gets. I'm saying they both hate each other. They're not friends. They do not like each other. The only time they try to help each other is when Sheila came in the picture and shot them both. That was the only time they were together. Other than that, they hate each other. We're talking years and years. Whether each one is right or wrong, and like Jeannie said, it's what Taylor does. That's what they do. They both.
I was like going crazy because they're just trashing her. And I was like, oh my God, 1 year ago, you tried to kill Bill. And like a year and a half ago, you got pregnant, Missy, by your father-in-law and didn't even know who the father of the baby was. Okay? Throwing stones in glass houses, guys.
Yeah, I do. Of course. That was like, oh my God. Yes, that's basically that's our passionate speech on that one. I think that's just
holy
that's
moly.
That's why I love because it is history. There's a lot of history that we're talking that they're bringing up. And yes, and Crystal Allen's had a fun time with this. She's been online a lot. And her wigs are hideous. I just texted her the other day. I said, I am chuckling with these wigs because I know. She goes, remember, they get better. She goes, you watch my interview with her. She says they get better and better. But this is the early stages. The wigs are horrible. She knows that. And we have jokes about it.
So are there any more innuendo moments between Finn and Hope?
No. They kind of stopped that.
Okay.
They've had, Finn hasn't been on as much either. Finn, after the whole that reveal, he's been at work working a lot. He's working hard. He met Taylor finally. That was kind of nice, but he's been working at the office, at the hospital a lot.
Okay.
They haven't really had much. It's really been focused on Hope and Liam a lot more, and Hope and Rid. A lot of Hope and Rid scenes. We didn't see that many before, right? Man, like all of a sudden we see like Hope and Rid scenes together. That was very interesting that he would go to her and talk to her. And it was like, interesting. And it was just like, hammering it. She's a grown woman, but when Brooke said you forget.
It was bad. It was bad. But he told her the truth. He did. He said, it's because I don't want trouble between me and Brooke.
Yeah.
Basically, he's saying it's more about if he's here, he can cause trouble between me and Brooke. So that was his main reason, was like, I don't trust him around Brooke. Or you, but I mean around Brooke. And I'm like, okay, I don't trust you around Taylor.
Right.
I mean, that's life. What are you going to do? You going to kick her out? That's crazy.
That's why Brooke was like, oh, so you went and saw Taylor. Oh, she's fine. The shade was real there too. Oh, she's okay. Oh, she's back. She didn't tell her kids she was coming back. That's weird.
Yeah, she did.
I was like, that's my girl. She's like, I mean, Brooke's cockles started to rise when she heard that Taylor was in town. And then when Rich started saying, yeah, you know, and Tami should have more time with his kid, she's like, wait a minute, is that you or is that Taylor? Have you been talking to Taylor? And Hope and Deacon were just outside, do a crack a door, right? Do a crack a door.
They got in a big, they're fighting,
huge fight.
And Hope and Deacon, of course, are listening to the cracking the door. And Deacon goes, you know what? It really was not my intention to start all this trouble. And I'm like, oh, please. You just told Sheila. Oh, I'm causing all kinds of trouble between them.
I love it. But the thing about Sheila, again, they're making her funny, and she just kind of pops in. It's like to Deacon all the time. Like, so what's going on?
I almost wish they would have an affair because it would be amazing.
Me too. But he's being smart right now because he wants Brooke. He had a fantasy about Brooke and already had a dream sequence. So I'm like, he wants, and that's the thing. That's why I love Taylor and Steffi and all the other folks, like those Logan girls. Like they all agree. It's like I'd said before, excuse my language, Brooke must have a golden vagina. And this must be golden. It must give you eternal life. I don't know what it is. But when
the writers stole my line, James. Did you hear it? They stole my line because Deacon told her, it's the giggle.
It's the giggle.
He's like, it's the giggle. The giggle. No one can resist it. It's like kryptonite.
I said, it's Amanda's line. He said that.
What's going on with Donna and Eric and Quinn?
Nothing right now.
They haven't been on.
Nope.
I haven't seen them at all. Like, I have no idea.
Nope. They gave him a break. It is.
He looked shocked too.
He looked shocked. She's like, what? No, it's literally been because Taylor said, I want Karen to see Eric. They had a little talk about Quinn going, how do you go from Stephanie to Eric to Quinn? They had a little running joke after that, but they haven't shown any of that.
Oh my
right now, it's like, there's been this whole storyline. It's been so every day. It's been this, like the 5, 6. Well, it's like 7 or 8 of them in the storyline in here now. Because first it was all Steffi and Thomas talking to Ridge about their mother, preparing for her. We knew she was coming, but I was shocked. Here's the thing: I was shocked, and I told Krista this when I talked to her. I said I thought Friday's episode that week would be her at the end going, "I'm home," but it was the beginning of the episode on Monday. It was the beginning of on Friday. It was the beginning episode. She just came in, walked in, we're like, there she is, and they were like, "Mom," and then she was on the whole episode.
Stephanie was like, "What the?"
She's like, "What?"
Yeah, she was like, "What the heck?"
And she was on the whole episode.
James.
Yes.
I was about to lose my mind.
Yes.
I think it was last week or the week before, whenever they cornered Ridge and then did a whole 2 days of guilt trip. Don't you feel bad that you left Mom for Taylor? Brooke, don't you feel bad? I mean, you left Brooke for
Brooke
Taylor.
Worth it?
Don't you feel bad that you didn't pick us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all 2 days.
They did. And as Steffi said, is Brooke worth it?
Yes. Is Brooke worth it? Multiple times. I was offended.
Well, Rich didn't say much. He stood there and took it. And then when he saw Taylor, they staring at her. Oh, you're so beautiful.
The only thing he did say was, wow. So you've never forgiven Brooke then? And her and Thomas, no. Okay. And he's like, you know what? She's family. And they were like, yeah.
Everybody stop for a second. So in the chat room, someone said, I don't know if it was on my podcast or somebody else, that Krista seemed drunk. Krista is actually in recovery. She's not drinking. Krista is and she's a friend of mine, actually. So I'm going to say something really serious. She's a friend of mine, and she's a quirky person. She's like very animated and quirky and fun. She's a comedian. But she was not drunk. I can tell you that right now. She just was having a lot of fun. If it was this podcast with me, we're friends. We've been friends for years. We're friends. We're being funny and silly. But I just tell you right now, she does not drink. And as she said on the show, she's in recovery. So I just want to make sure I say that. I'm going to dispel any rumors, any thoughts about that. Let's make sure I say that. But yes, it's been this has been. I mean, it's been all about these 6-7 people and this all their returns. it's been all of their returns. So that's what I'm saying. So I think they're trying, to me, I feel like they're setting it all up for next year. Like they're setting it all up. So I think now, because remember, we still have Quinn and Shauna out there. We have Bill out there. We have, I mean, a lot of people are still out there that they're in the periphery also. We haven't seen Flo or Wyatt or any of them either. But like I think right now they're setting everything up so that in the new year, because I feel like to me it's very clear. We got so much stuff going on that I feel like they're setting everything up. Because again, with Ridge, tomorrow, when Ridge runs back to Taylor, that is old school, him going back and forth. That's old school him. Why is he right back to Taylor?
It's old.
Exactly. Why would he? And he's smiling at her. But see, the first time, you'll notice, Tami, the first time with Brooke, he grabbed a bottle of booze. He was ready to run out the door, went back, grabbed a bottle of booze, and ran off. I was like, that's an interesting choice.
Remember last time that happened?
Yes.
We ended up in Vegas with
Well,
Shauna.
see, here's the thing. So he gets to the house and he goes, Steffi, I don't want to drink alone. So I'm going to drink with your daughter. That's kind of weird. And then all of a sudden, there's Taylor.
See, I was hoping that she would come back and cause trouble, but in a different way. Like, I was hoping she would hook up with Deacon or something like
it'll always be Ridge.
Steffi wouldn't like.
It'll always be Ridge.
Yeah, for Brooke, it's always be Ridge.
It'll always be Ridge. Just like Donna, it'll always be Eric.
Right.
With Taylor, yeah.
Well, Tami, you said it, and Katherine Kelly Lang likes your comment. She likes when men look at her a certain way and love it. So she lathers it on. You said slathers it on. She can't
help herself.
She can't help herself. So she kind of probably likes the attention that he's giving her. But no, she's rich. She's all about rich.
See, the thing is, though, this is why I don't like Brooke with Ridge. Brooke should be with Bill.
I agree. I'm a real fan.
Because Ridge always ends up hurting her.
Yes.
Always.
Like Shauna said, he's the OG waffler. That's right. Yes.
He's going to do that again.
He's the original Liam.
Yes. Because remember, we said it earlier in the year. Ridge likes his ego stroked.
And that's what Taylor is more than willing to do.
Exactly.
And see, it makes me kind of even feel a little bit bad for Taylor because why do you keep letting him do that?
Well, she said, I can't help it.
Always. You're number 2. You're always second best. And why is that okay with you?
She said, that's the love. She said, I'm sorry. She said, I'm so sorry, but he's the love of my life. I know it's crazy. She said, I know it's crazy. But I understand when you have people you just love, and love is crazy, love is blind, love is all these things. And for whatever reason, that's her man. If you think about it,
in her head, that's her man.
But look at it.
Because he loves Brooke.
Right, I know, I get that. But look at the history of Taylor. No other man has actually come close. She's dated other men. They haven't come close to her and Ridge.
Ooh. She had a really hot guy once.
Yes, she had several hot guys.
I can't think of his name.
Either.
He had long hair.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Yeah, she also had a prince. She had a prince and everything, but that didn't count.
She had a prince and everything.
Yeah, she had a prince and everything. She came back she was presumed dead, came back with a prince or whatever.
I bet you never thought you'd say that one. She had a prince too.
She had a prince too. She don't care about that. It's about Ridge. That is her man, and that's how they've always written this trio. That's why the whole Hope Liam everything was hopefully different. They're trying to break that cycle. And I think Stephanie really is in love with Finn now. I think she really is in love with Finn. And why wouldn't she be? And Hope is in love with Liam. Now, Liam, I think, is the one still the waffler. I think he still goes back and forth. But I think the women actually love their men at this point. I think Stephanie will always care about Liam on some level. But I think she really does love Finn. I think Prince Omar. I think it's Prince Omar.
Taylor brought it up. I'm like, Taylor, stop. We're going to have to go through this. She said, oh, well, how are you doing? Are you okay with Liam being with Hope? I'm like, hello. Why would you ask that?
What was Steffi's response to that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm happy with Finn, but I'm like, but she's like, But I always will love Liam. Like, I always will love Liam. But I mean, I'm happy with Finn.
Yeah. She deserves another slap. Give her another slap, Amanda. Backhander. Absolutely. That's a backhanded slap right there.
And you know what? I don't even think she's wrong about Douglas to an extent. Like, it is his son, right? So he should have him half the time or whatever. Yeah. But in the circumstance, right? Thomas had lost his mind and he don't have a place to live. But already, she wasn't even there 2 minutes. How come you don't have your kid? I thought that would already been done and fixed and amended.
Yeah, the thing is, it's really interesting because Thomas, he was in love with almost obsessed with Hope. So he didn't care, but this relationship worked for him in the beginning. So he wasn't thinking about it. Now that they moved him on to Paris, which I'm so shocked. Again, they went bold and did that. They just obviously was like, okay, bye, I'm done with you. Now in Paris. So now he's thinking, like, I get my son back. Like at first, it worked. Remember, it worked for him at first. I can co-parent with the love of my life, so to speak. Well, now he's moved on. It doesn't serve a purpose anymore. But he wasn't thinking about it at first. He was just like, well, it works out fine. Everything's great. I see my son, I see him. But now, so now Taylor in his ear.
It wasn't even bothering him. And then afterwards, And then afterwards, he was like, you know what? Yes. Maybe I should have my son way more.
And then risk the same thing.
And I'm like, there you go. She's already, she's stirring.
That's why Brooke said, was that you or were you talking to, was that Taylor? You said to Ridge, all of a sudden. Because Thomas had a breakdown. She's like, Thomas was not in a good place. And my daughter stepped in when grandma wasn't there.
Thank you.
She said, Brooke said, that fight was legendary. It was like, it was just back and forth. And it's like,
I have to find it.
Oh yeah. I want to say it was last Thursday's episode.
So last week. Okay.
It was last week.
It was last week. Okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't Friday. I think it was Thursday and Friday or Thursday. It was one of those.
They were fighting already.
They were.
And KKL is just whenever there's a fight, she's just classic.
Oh yeah.
She just gives it. But even her and Katie talking about their dad and about what's going on, they bring it to me. They just bring it every time. I mean, Devin and Tom could do a teardrop.
How did she do that? Look, they're sitting there talking about their dad, and she's just. I'm like,
she's tapped in.
Right.
Tapped into the source, man.
Right. Yes, and also, okay, Shawnee, real good point. They have all these models flirting with Thomas. You have my number. And nothing ever happens. You don't want the models. They're pretty. You don't want them.
And Amelia in the chat room says Thomas can afford his own mansion.
He could.
Thank you.
Please, people.
It's hard in LA, Tami, to find a good place to live.
Not if you're a 4-star. If you're Paris, yes.
True. For us, it is hard to find a place.
You know what? Y'all are not going to agree with me at all.
I don't agree with you.
I'm wondering if Thomas turned down that house thinking I'm going to live with her. She's going to like me. I'm going to do this big romantic gesture, this big romantic dinner. Then she's going to be with me and everything will be perfect. Right. And then it didn't work out that way. And now he's all like, ooh, I got to move to a hotel now. Right. So I wonder if it was a plan.
I can see that. Actually, I won't disagree with you completely. I can see that actually as a plan. I don't think it's what happened, but I don't think
it is either. I don't think Thomas is trying to be crafty
this time.
He's always trying to be crafty. What are you talking about? No, you
guys. He's trying to play the reason she's here right now is because I have a blueberry scone.
Oh.
See her laser focus right now. Yeah.
So, she's like, please give me a scone, please.
I think Thomas. I mean, he's trying to walk the path. I don't think he's being shifty. Not saying he's not capable of it, but
no, I agree with you. I think that last breakdown scared him.
Yeah.
I mean, he got scared straight, so to speak. I think that whole mannequin thing scared the shit out of him. I think it's what happened.
Yeah.
And he's like, ooh, I can't be that person. I don't be that person. Like we said, and even said on our show, it was he was out of control. It became the thing was out of control, and that's what scared Thomas.
If he wanted to be crafty, he could try to seduce his way into Paris's life, but he literally, like you said, had a nice romantic dinner and stated his intentions, kind of thing. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. So
yeah, no, I agree. I just have a hard time trusting him.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, I understand. I mean, and so here's the thing. I heard that Torsten K is going on vacation. One of those, like somebody, like I know, like Finola Hughes does it. Tony Gear used to do it.
yeah,
G. Francis just did it. They go on vacation for a while and they come back. So I think they're leading his way out, Richard's way out for a while. So I think I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know all the. I'm not giving any spoilers. I have no idea, but I think that's what's going on some level too. So I just thought they're putting him in Taylor's orbit.
Have they had the traditional B&B Christmas moment?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
By this week, yeah.
All right.
Tami, at Thanksgiving,
Eric sang to Quinn. Oh, on the piano.
At Thanksgiving, we were at Brooke's house.
We were there. Yes, we were there, Tami.
We were at Brooke's house. Tami, they didn't like move the furniture, like set a table. No, they had a table and everybody ate with their little plate, sitting like on the couch, eating with their little plate. I was like, what the hell?
That was weird. That was a little weird.
Just move the furniture and put the table right there. Like, I don't understand what happened. It was weird. It was weird.
They're trying to be homey, a little down home.
I don't want to watch the Foresters be homey.
It's
right? They're supposed to be rich, James.
Yes. Give me the dining room table and the fine china and the champagne fountain. I don't need sippy cups and paper plates.
Yeah, that's right. We need a champagne fountain.
Yes.
So that Brooke and Taylor can fight and fall into it.
Dynasty. Fall into some kind of fountain, please.
You don't want Dixie cups and whatever, no?
No.
Yes.
It was weird because at Eric's, it's always like a big table and a big spread and it's fancy,
Yeah.
And Brooke's like, get a napkin, watch my carpet, get you a solo cup, get over here and get you. She's like, serve yourself. Serve yourself.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It was
just funny. It was funny to me.
That's hilarious. Well, I have to end the show because I have another show to do at 1:00, so I got to pull myself together and get that show done. God, John, I have to make sure I don't cry on that show today. I'm gonna have to get myself together.
You probably will.
I probably will. I cried everything. But everybody for a while. I mean, this is 2021. This show to me, probably the number one show of the year of all the soaps. I think this is my favorite of all the soaps in terms of pacing, boldness, story. I mean, Days right now is close.
Scene, James.
What? That mop scene. I know. It's like that.
Woo! That was bold.
I think, to me, they brought us back veterans. They have the younger cast. I think it's good. It's multi-generational. It's multi-racial. I mean, no matter what you think about the storylines, it literally is. And Lawrence St. Richard's writing scripts, so he's actually one of the writers of the show. So he's doing that. I just think it's Days of Our Lives right now is good too because I'm loving the Marlena possessed for the devil thing. But other than that, I'm really liking that
she's obsessed again.
She's
possessed again.
Possessed by the devil.
Possessed for a while now.
Yeah, for a few months now. She's been possessed. It's hilarious. But I'm liking Bold. They're doing some great stuff on there that I think that we're getting us set up for the next year. And I'm really, for 35 years of the show, it's going to be very interesting. So we'll continue to cover the show on Sundays. We're back January 16th. I'm sorry, folks, it's so long. I got some family stuff coming up, some important milestone things happening, and it's the holidays. So but we will be back then. I may throw a little bone here and have some kind of something recorded and thrown out to you guys. Who knows? So continue to follow us. Thank you to everybody who listens to Bold and Beautiful Rewind, which is my audio-only podcast. Thank you so much for that. And GLJ Media will continue in 2022. We're going to keep going and keep doing this as long as you guys want it, as long as we're going to feel like doing it. We're good. This is, like I said, it's my favorite podcast to do out of all of them. The show just goes. The show is so crazy. You don't know, every week it's something different. You never know. Every week. Every week, you just never, this show, you just never know. Thanks to the Bell family for giving us that. Tami, last words you want to say?
No, I would just, again, you've said it earlier. Thanks again to Eva Basler for all of her support. It means the world to our small little world. Sometimes we feel very insulated, and does anybody really care about this? And so thanks to Eva and to everyone for their support. And again, guys, fans, have a lovely, safe, joyous season this year, and we shall return.
Yes, and man, any last words you want to say? And your podcast too. Congratulations to your podcast that you started after my podcast. I love it, and you and Chelsea. So all that for you too.
Well, I want to say thank you to both of you. I love you guys because just so you know, I'm not fancy like Tami and James. I'm a normal person, right? So like, when it's been amazing to be with you guys and to meet the stars. It's so weird that you like interview a star and then you just go back to your like normal life, go to Walmart, right? And you're like, I just met a star. And everyone else is like, huh, okay, good for you. And you're like, you don't understand. But I love you guys and I love the show. And thanks for supporting my podcast. And hopefully we'll be back next year. Oh, and I plan on flying out. So one day next year, it's going to be me, James, and Tami in the same room.
Oh my God.
I'd love that. I would love that.
Phenomenal.
That would be hilarious. I'd love that. Also, support our podcast, the One Beautiful Podcast. You get all your podcast needs. Go there and check that out and support her also. It's part of our family. It's her network, but it's part of our family. It's part of our soap family. And shout out to Soap Party 411, Take Two Radio, all the other podcasts, 10-4GH, the Jade Sisters, all of them. We're all doing this for fun, but we all like doing it. And we know this community likes to talk about their soaps. So Twitter is bonkers, but we talk about it anyway. And we're here, and it's very much we get flagged, we get yelled at, we get talked about, but I love doing it. I do. I know we love doing it. So we really appreciate that. Again, like she just said earlier, have a safe. It's crazy out there right now. These I always call them Omarion, but I think it's Omicron or a virus out there, variant out there. So be careful out there. Take care of your health. Like this, it's a major thing. Look after your health.
Self-care, people. Self-care.
Very important. Also, your mental health. I know this time of year, it's a tough time for a lot of people during this time of year for many reasons. I was missing my brother the other day and couldn't stop crying. So that just happens sometimes. You just miss them during this time of the year. So please, there's there's resources you can call and talk to, or talk to a friend, or message me. I'll talk to you. And just kind of get yourself. It can be tough. The weather changes. It gets darker earlier. Holidays are happening. It's a lot of things can go on. And mental health, we appreciate mental health awareness also here too. So mental health, physical health, look out for both of those. Take care of that. I think that. Oh, look for me on Studio City season 2. My big surprise for everybody. I have filmed an episode.
See, James is fancy.
I can't tell you anything else. I can't tell you anything else, but I will be appearing in season 2 of Studio City. So keep that also on your brains. I have a few other surprises. And Casey Kasperzak, the producer, where is my walk-on role? Please, say you could give me one. I'm ready. I am ready for my walk-on role on Bold and Beautiful. I'll do whatever you want. I'll be the mop. I don't know. I'll just be I'll be a spot. I don't have to.
I'll be the mop.
I'll be the mop. Sure, why not? I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll do it. Oh, not my nutcracker. Sorry. And have a happy Christmas, everybody. And we'll see you in